This is We Are Podcast, the only show where we talk about what we want to talk about. We Are Podcast, let the ice house flow. We Are Podcast, it's an internet talkie show. We Are Podcast, you know the mouse knows. We Are Podcast, so look up an episode and now let's start the show.
Hello and welcome to We Are Podcast, the only podcast on the internet where we talk about what we want to talk about. This is episode 80, and my name is Matt.
And my name's Phil. Thanks for being here with us.
And as always, thank you anyone and everyone for listening. We are also the worst beer reviewers online, and today we are trying Red's Wicked Mango Refreshing Hard Ale, 8% alcohol by volume. Phil, no need for the Punisher. You got another can.
Correct.
Bonk. That's it. Alright. Phil, as always, give her a sniff. It smells like Kool-Aid mangoes.
Does smell like that.
Phil, I think the Kool-Aid man might have a drinking problem. Oh, yeah!
Water it down!
Then he falls face first. Alright,
face plant. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Puke it in my sleep. Oh blah. Alright, Phil.
Oh no. Oh, almost. Just kidding.
Yeah. That's how Hendrix died.
I wish I didn't know.
Well. Alright. Phil, to We Are Podcast, can I get an oh yeah?
To We Are Podcast. To the next episode.
Ooh yeah! Clang. Tin doesn't really make that much of a clanging noise. It's got mango. This has got to be like a.
It's a strong enough mango taste to notice.
Yeah. But then you get this like weird bitter malt liquor taste. It's definitely the, because we tried the, what the hell was it, the red strawberry ale last week, and I really liked that.
Yes.
So I just grabbed these because it has a higher alcohol percentage. But ooh, you can definitely taste the higher alcohol. It's pretty
like
much
a little bit of mango mixed in with like maybe a yeasty beer, like a high gravity lager.
Nah.
Type taste.
It's their attempt to make a Four Loko.
Yeah, like a.
It's Red's.
Like a mango lager.
Yeah, it's Red's attempt to make a Four Loko.
Yep.
Which, to be honest with you, I haven't had a Four Loko in years, but I like this way better than Four Loko.
To appeal to the new, to the new generation or the new crowd.
So a bunch of college kids can chug 6 of them in an hour and die of a heart attack.
Or come close to it.
Yeah. Look it up. Google that shit, Phil. That shit was real.
Don't Google that.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I like this, but I don't even imagine, like, can you imagine, like, pounding 6 of these in an hour? I don't even think I could do 2. Because that's the other thing, too, like...
Freaking after 2, freaking...
Diabetes.
A regular person should be hurling.
Yeah, but I was saying diabetes, because I can still taste all the sugar in this thing, too.
Unless you completely pounded the first one, and it did make you sick, and then you tried to do another one after that.
Yeah. It's like someone poured a packet of Kool-Aid into malt liquor.
Yep, I agree. It does taste like mango, like maybe a malt powder type liquor.
Mango Kool-Aid liquor. When they making Four Loko bacon? Bacon flavored Four Loko. There's bacon flavored.
Well, they made it safe.
Yeah, there's bacon flavored vodkas. We just haven't done them yet.
We still ain't even done sriracha.
Oh,
and
the
I seen
sriracha,
it.
yeah.
I know where to get that.
I like sriracha.
I could get it.
Yeah, I like sriracha, but come on, people, take it down a notch here.
I'm pretty sure that would putrid my stomach.
Well, you don't like hot, spicy garlic vodka? That doesn't sound appealing?
Not in liquid form.
That doesn't sound appealing?
I'm pretty sure that would turn my stomach even putrid. Unless I was already hammered, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but if you're already hammered...
Unless I was already hammered.
Yeah, but if you're already hammered, you shouldn't start drinking more vodka.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that, too. Yeah, forget that.
You're going to end up like one of those 6 college...
Yeah, forget that. I think that would make my stomach putrid sick if I tried to drink something like that all of a sudden. Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Didn't we do...
Unless I say, like, oh, you first, I'll see what it does to you, and then... And I wouldn't want to do it still.
I can't remember... I know we had this Crown Royal Apple... I know we did. I can't remember if we did it on the show or not, but we had that before, and that's pretty good.
Yes, I remember. We did it one time, I think.
Yeah, I think we did it on the show. I can't remember. Like I said, I don't remember. I remember the episodes, not the tries. Never bothered to look that number up.
It was one of them, so
yeah,
it was covered.
I don't know.
But I remember you liking that a lot.
Oh yeah. I've had it a couple more times since then. I like, yeah, that's good shit. Apple cider whiskey? Come on now. I'd drink apple cider all year round if I could. But we only sell it certain times a year.
I agree.
I don't know, but I guess back to the point. I don't know. We just started talking about beers. I don't know. Try it. I can't even remember. I think it was like... I can't even remember what I paid for this, but I don't know. I can't imagine it was that much.
Right. I would actually give this a buy, I think. Because, whether or not it doesn't taste like up to your liking, either way,
the alcohol content.
it will get you there
Yeah.
at least 2.5 hours. And for what you're paying, it's good.
Yeah.
For how long it lasts, basically. So I would give it an actual buy.
Well, I don't know about next week. We might take a break from the Reds, but I'll probably definitely try them. Because they had more... They had, like, black cherry and other shit, too. And like I said, I liked it well enough
You should try all of them.
Well, I'm not going to go... Don't say that, Phil, because people are going to want me to start hunting down this shit I ain't never even heard of.
My bad.
Yeah.
Edit that out.
Yeah. I'll try whatever...
Don't vote me on that.
I'm not going on my way to hunt these things down, but if I see one at the liquor store I ain't tried before and we're doing a show, hey, I might grab another one. Listen... Because these are, like I said, that's why I was making that college. Because that's what these things are made for. They're made for fucking college kids. They're like, oh, liquor tastes nasty. Liquor's supposed to taste nasty because it's bad for you. Shouldn't be chugging 6 of anything in under an hour unless it's water.
Well, I agree.
And I mean 6 8-ounce glasses.
At least try to stay hydrated.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Put towards the effort.
Okay.
Kill those hangovers.
Well, the best way to beat the hangover is to beat the hangover before you even start. So what you do is, you drink a lot of fucking water before you go out drinking that night. And you have yourself a pretty decent meal, either of spaghetti and or a hamburger. Because meat grease and wheat soak up alcohol. But even then, like I said, try to get it beforehand. But still, you fucking drink, 2 bottles of tequila. You're still going to wake up with a hangover no matter how much water you drink the night before. It's called moderation, people.
But you should eat something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't do it all empty.
And here at We Are Podcast, we do not condone drinking and driving in any way, shape, or form. If you can't afford to go out drinking and get a designated driver, or afford a cab or an Uber ride home, well, you can't afford to go out and drink then, right?
I agree.
Yeah. There is no reason in hell Paris Hilton should have at least 5 DUIs.
Be safe.
Yeah. And buckle up. Get Scruff the crime dog out of here. Come on. Why is ever fucking... Can I get one thing that's on the internet that doesn't run like ass? What is this, the 90s, Phil? 1996 over here, or what?
56K.
I don't know.
Do a bunch of stuff and come back. Oh, the video's only 15 minutes loaded. Still not done.
I'm about to say,
Time to play another game.
I'm about to say, imagine having Netflix with 56K fucking modem. Lose your fucking mind.
Buffering. No!
I know, you're watching shows like buffering. You! Buffering. Buffering.
You're like, no, quality, look, right, click, how do I change?
You pause the video hoping it will buffer up ahead of time. You just quit paying attention, the screensaver comes on, you're like, oh shit! You shake the mouse to turn the screensaver off. It's like, oh no, it restarted the page. No.
That is classic though. It would happen.
I
forgot to turn that off.
I know. Let's say right now, anyone under like the age of like 25 is like, what the fuck are they talking about? What do you mean it doesn't instantly stream?
Some know.
Some
still know.
Yeah, but what do you mean you had to pay 3 cents per text?
What do you mean HTTP www dot
/
HTTP / www dot. Yep, I remember that. That was one of the oldest ones. I was like, oh, so much work to connect.
And Phil, not only do we here at We Are Podcast do we review craft ales and brews of all shapes and varieties, we also occasionally review movies when we feel like going out to see one. And this week we went, today, I guess. 3 hours ago we went out and saw Get Out, written and directed by Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele, probably most famous for, Key and Peele on Comedy Central, known more as a comedic actor and writer, not so much as a horror writer. Has written and directed his first movie in general, and this happens to be a horror movie.
I remember seeing him.
Yeah. Well, we remember, Phil, you and me are probably the only two people that actually still watched Mad TV after season 2. And
I agree.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we're gonna get a comment. I used to watch it too. Yeah. But they probably knew each other before this, but Key and Peele, they were on Mad TV together, and I always thought they were really funny. Mad TV never really, I don't know, for whatever reason, people never really gave Mad TV its dues.
I agree.
Yeah.
I remember I seen some of their new stuff, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah. So, obviously after Mad TV went off the air, a couple years went by, they were doing sketches on YouTube, Key and Peele, and that got them their job at Comedy Central. And I don't know how I didn't look nothing into this that much, but apparently he got enough leeway to be like, hey, I wrote a horror movie, and I want to direct it. And they were like, okay.
At least he tried. It's like, at least he pushed toward it.
Yeah. Well, I'll give him this. Like, Jim Carrey, he did, what the hell was that movie? 27, 24 or whatever?
Yeah, 27.
Yeah.
20 pass.
Yeah. We haven't seen it in years, but Jim Carrey reads a book that's like the confession of a serial killer and something, I don't know, everything equals 27. And, oh, twist, Jim Carrey. Yeah, Jim Carrey did it at the end. Ooh. It sucked. But that's the thing. Jim Carrey wants to do like these artsy.
I want to be serious.
Yeah, he wants to do like these artsy.
Take me seriously.
Yeah. No one cares, bro. Talk out your asshole.
Make your ass talk.
Yeah, make your asshole talk, bro. Sorry, bro.
Well, he's always the funny guy.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe that's what... Well, maybe this would have been different if Jordan Peele wrote, starred, and acted in the movie. Maybe it would have been different. Who knows? But, yeah, like, Jordan Peele, like, he's not trying to, like, be, like, big Hollywood... I don't know. Maybe he is. But this movie definitely seemed like this was a movie he wanted to make. Not something he was trying to make people take him serious, you know? He actually... That's when films are actually good, when someone wants to create something and not create something to make them money. Which is why most Hollywood movies suck. Well, that's
tried.
Well, that's the other thing too. Like Jim, like.
But, you got to do some part in it.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to take the guy as Jim Carrey as a serious actor when the movie you saw him in last time he was talking out of his asshole, rescuing fucking dolphins and shit.
That is correct.
You know.
I do agree with that. But he had to have something in one slot. He's like, oh, see, I had another slot. There's another one.
Well, Jim Carrey was also getting like $20 million a movie at that time, so he could, it's not like he needed the money, so you can do. When you're rich as hell, you can pretend to be as artsy as you want. All right, but back to now that we're done making fun of Jim Carrey. Well, we're not. Who are we kidding, Phil? We're still gonna make fun of Jim Carrey later, ain't we? But now that we're done making fun of Jim Carrey at the moment, let's get back to Get Out. What seems to be the premise of the movie is there's an interracial couple. They're going up to meet the family, or they're going up to meet the girlfriend. The black guy's going to go up to meet the girlfriend's family for the first time. The mom and dad for the first time, and she even tells him that, you're the first black boyfriend I've ever had, And he's like, have you told your parents, that, give them a heads up? And she's like, no, my family isn't racist. They brought up the fact, this is one thing I think you probably said, like, let's not spoil it, but this is one thing I think you probably got annoyed with the movie, is like, how many times did they say that, oh, Dad would totally vote for Obama for a third term if he could?
A lot.
Yeah. They said it
Twice.
at least 2-3 times. And I was like, okay, I get it.
Remember, she said, and he's probably going to say that. And he did say that.
Yeah. I can't remember. Yeah. But anyways, they go out to meet the family. When the boyfriend gets there, the girlfriend's family, mom and dad, have a black maid and a black groundskeeper, and they're like, even the dad's like, no, it's not what you think. I know what you're thinking, because, hey, let's face it, racism and subtle racism and white guilt and shit, that's kind of a big part of this movie. If that's kind of, If that kind of stuff's going to be something that's
true. Oh, it's not, but yeah, he basically says it.
Yeah. He's like,
it's not, but it's basically,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's basically borderline,
Yeah, but like, no, it's cool. Like, they used to take care of my family, or they used to take care of my parents before they died, and then, we didn't want to get rid of them, so we just hired them on.
Guilt.
Yeah. So if these are things that kind of trigger you and you're gonna piss you off, don't go see this movie.
Kind of agree.
Yeah. If those are kind of things that piss you off, this is not going to be your movie. But yeah, and I gotta start taking notes during these movies. I can't remember the boyfriend's name. That's why I just keep saying boyfriend and girlfriend. But well, like that's the other thing too. Think of this movie. Maybe maybe you'd like this better. This is a long episode of The Twilight Zone, Phil. I agree. Yeah, the movie's not quite 2 hours, but think of it as like a 2-hour long episode of The Twilight Zone. Because you don't really get into the horror and stuff until about a good chunk into the movie, because a good chunk of the movie is just setting up the world and the boyfriend realizing like what the fuck is going? These people are fucking weird, right? Like, there's some like Stepford wives.
Well, sooner or later he realizes that something's obviously up with these people.
Yeah, something ain't right. There's like some Stepford wives cult shit going on. He doesn't really know what's up, but he can definitely tell something's up.
I thought it was cult bingo.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Don't spoil the whole thing, but yeah, that's like I said, it's just fucking everybody's fucking weird in this movie. Oh, like you said, even the groundskeeper gives you the creepy wave.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like one of the 6 things I counted that was wrong. It's like, come on, that was weird.
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't be concerned about the way he waved at me, but I'd be concerned if he was waving like that. And I remember I went 1, or I went 2, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, like, that's the thing, too, like, nobody does anything, like, no one throws your ass against the wall, like, I'm gonna eat your soul. But just the way people act, like, something ain't right here.
Well, I remember when they got into the house, and as soon as the father started talking, I remember I was like, okay, I can't take you seriously. It's like, the acting was so bad that I was like, okay, I wouldn't take him seriously if he was actually talking to me.
Well, that's what the girlfriend said. The girlfriend says, trust me, my dad's not a racist, he's just a goofy dad or something like that. I can't remember exactly.
I remember that.
Yeah, he's just she's like, trust me, my dad's not a racist, he's just kind of an oddball. Or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But she's like, yeah, my dad's going to act weird, but he's just kind of a weird guy. He's a world traveler, remember?
Correct. But yeah, the way he was sounding, the way he was talking, I just couldn't take it seriously.
Well, I want to talk about one of my favorite characters. I don't know about favorite characters, but one of the characters that's definitely like, some of this shit's fucking weird. This guy's weird, right? Like, I can't remember, girlfriend's brother. We just kept calling him Tweaker.
Yep. Tweak boy.
Yeah.
Tweak boy?
Yeah. Cause in the movie, like, girlfriend's family, like, they're, like, pretty hoity-toity off. One of them's, like, a hypnotherapist. Dad's, like, a neurosurgeon. And Tweaker, I think they said he's in medical school, or he's going to medical school. I think he's stealing...
Apparently.
Yeah, I think he's stealing pills from the pharmacy or something myself, personally.
What kind of medical school?
Yeah, he's going to Heisenberg's Meth 101.
The medical school where they steal pills?
Yeah.
Laboratories? He did look like a tweaker.
Yeah, like every time I saw that guy, he always looked like he was fucking like coming down from like a fucking 3-day bender.
Like he was blasted and he just started moving.
Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing too. Like, I can't remember his name, but Boyfriend. Is it just me, or did he look like he was always kind of like stoned too?
He did.
There's a couple, not everyone, but there's a couple actors in here that kind of look like they were always high.
Well, I remember I thought, I was like, oh, he's definitely tweaking on something. I would have just guessed he was tweaking on something, basically. Because that's how he looked. You know, he had that glazed over look.
Yeah, tweaker. He always had like, and he was always, not always, but he was always like somewhat.
Almost, most of the time, though.
Yeah, he was always like hunched over on something because he couldn't stand up straight, probably.
But I just assumed he was on something just by looking at him.
Yeah. Try to speak up a little. But that's the other thing too. Like, as far as like horror movies, like you and me, we've always talked about this. Like, you got the killer down. Why do you stop hitting them? All right.
Because.
Because we got to make a movie.
They had to save the kill for the end.
Yeah.
Because of the way we got rigged.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like I said, this is a horror movie, and there's.
I think they tried to stuff too much in for a bit. That's what I thought.
Well, that's why I said think of it as like a Twilight Zone episode, because it's not. There's some gore in it, but it's not this big gore fit. If you're looking to see like fucking like Saw levels of gore or something, it's nowhere near that. So you're gonna be disappointed in that. But like I said, just think of it like it's a long episode of the Twilight Zone where they're having. You know, you're using horror and sci-fi elements to make social commentary. Get it?
I agree.
Yeah. And like I said, if like race issues and white guilt and stuff like that or trigger things that make you mad, the movie made you mad even before you listened to my review, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. But on that basis alone, I really enjoyed the movie. Hopefully, Jordan Peele will be able to. I don't know about box office wise, but other than you, this seems to be a pretty good critical success. So hopefully, he'll be able to, do more. Hopefully, if this is a successful thing, they'll just let the creator do stuff. Rather than having to make, Saving Keanu 2. So I'd give it a total. If you can see it, I don't know, you don't necessarily need to see it in the theaters. Like I said, it does start a little bit slow. That's the other thing too. It does start a little slow, so if you're one of the people, like, if you can't get into a movie in the first 20 minutes or so, this probably isn't also for you. But I really enjoyed it. If you can see it in the theaters, I'd recommend it. But if not, just watch it at home and drink a beer. Probably just as good, I'd say. Any final thoughts on the movie, Phil?
Right. I'd probably actually give it a rent. Because I kind of really think that it didn't really qualify as like one of those psychological thrillers, like the ones that give you that actual eerie feeling like that you're being stalked. It didn't really give me that feeling.
Well, I don't think that I never got the feeling that you're stuck. I just got the feeling that something's off. There's something off about these people.
Right. Everybody that acts too perfect, something's obviously wrong.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like to me as well. But yeah, obviously, something was obviously wrong.
Yeah.
So it was pretty off.
Yeah. That's why the movie's called Get Out. Because you're screaming because there's a couple times in the movie when people say shit and you're like, just get the fuck out of there. Get out! Hopefully he doesn't get a big ego and be like, you know what, fuck this, I don't need Key and Peele no more. I'm a big time movie director guy now.
No, they'll be starring his movies from far to come. They'll be like, oh, you gotta remember us, remember?
Hopefully he does an M. Night Shyamalan, right? Where he does like 2 or 3 good movies and everything after that's just crap. Right? Fuck it. Let's just go watch old episodes of Twilight Zone.
I agree.
Yeah. Remember back in the day?
Twilight Zone was classic.
Yeah, well, I say, remember back in the day when the Sci-Fi Network used to play Twilight Zone, 24-hour Twilight Zone marathons on Halloween?
That was back then when it didn't need to make sense.
Yeah.
Built on scene, built on scene, built on scene.
Well, that's why I say the premise of the movie's kind of weird. Well, same with the Purge movies. If you can't get over the premise of the movie, you're probably not going to like the movie. You know? Because the same thing with the Purge. People are like, oh, well, the Purge is stupid. One night a year, everyone gets to do whatever they want, and this just, yeah, it's stupid. It would probably never, let's hope it never happened. But, you know, that's the gimmick of the movie, you know? Oh, we're going to shrink this submarine down to the size of an atom so we can pull.
Just putting the fear into people, that making them think that it actually could happen. I'm sure that'd scare a Doomsday Prepper.
Oh, Doomsday Preppers jack off to that movie because they'd be like, oh, I wish they would try that shit on me. I'd be, you know, I'll be 6 feet under.
Right.
Yeah.
But, you know, it could attract some Doomsday Preppers, and yeah, kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that's why I like the Purge
But,
movie.
you know, don't scare people, like, you know, if that actually happened.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing, too. Like, the Purge movies, okay, like, I get it. The premise is dumb.
Suspense.
Yeah, suspense. I get it. They're dumb action movies that have a vague social commentary that we treat homeless people like shit. I get it. Right? But at the same time, I like dumb action movies. I like dumb action movies. And when they can have somewhat of a little bit of a story or social commentary, that's also good too. Dude, First Blood, fucking Rambo, fucking first one, fucking ruled. Never should have made any other Rambo movies after that. Because then they just become dumb action movies. But, you know, Rambo's about, hey, we treat Vietnam vets like shit.
But still, if they wouldn't have made a second Rambo, you wouldn't have got to see, You had to see his signature.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Remember, he lit those dudes up with the helicopters, like, That's where it came from.
Yeah.
Remember, he was like, back then I could fly a gunship.
Can't even get a job parking cars! Phil, same thing with RoboCop. Yeah, RoboCop's a dumb action movie, but it's about capitalism and corporate greed and shit. It's making social commentary and stuff. You know, I'd buy that for $1. Everyone from the crackhead down the street to the richest of the richest businessman was a criminal in Detroit, Phil.
No, even the rich businessman had the criminal in his pocket, the biggest one. It happened to be a cop killer, but whatever.
I work for Penis Jones. Number 2 guy at OCP.
Penis Jones. Dick Jones. He tried to penis me.
He tried to fucking penis me.
Look at my face, penis. He tried to penis me.
Yeah. We watched that movie so many times that we just, as a running joke, we just, like, every time it's Dick Jones, he's just Penis Jones. Because every time they say Dick, it's like, they don't say, look, oh, hey, what's up, Dick? It's like, oh, hey, Dick. Oh, hey, penis. Right.
It's Richard.
Nah, it's Penis. It's Penis Jones. Even called him an old fart. So famous and rich that we're snorting cocaine off 80 chicks' boobs.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully soon.
Yeah. Except for the whole part where Clarence Bonker comes in and lights the crap out of our knee crack. Can we cut that part out?
Mm-hmm.
The part where Clarence Bonker comes in and shoots the crap out of our knees. right before he blows us up.
I wish.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of that actor too, but remember we used to make the joke too, because the guy that's Clarence Boddicker is Red Foreman from That 70s Show too. I always like to make the joke that like Red Foreman eventually gets sick of his kids and all their bullshit, kills his entire family, moves to Detroit, changes his name to Clarence Boddicker, and becomes a crime lord.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's the movie. That's the crossover I want to see, right? Where it turns out he shot Fez, but Fez didn't die, and now he's coming back for revenge. Fez could have like a patch over his eye.
It's like he didn't kill them women though.
Clarence Boddicker was a.
I bet he told them he was having a party. He
Uh,
probably told them he'd be with some women, and he's like, "Women leave."
bitches go.
Yeah, he's like, "Bitches leave."
Well, Phil, you can be.
Like, we're out. Oh, the guy's got a pistol.
Phil,
Of
that's
course, we're out.
Phil, that's the great thing about being movie bad guys and anti-heroes in general. You can be the world's biggest asshole, but as long as you have like some code of honor, and people are like, oh yeah, you're cool.
I don't know why she said, "Are you gonna call me?"
Yeah. Once you see a guy
Seen
get,
that gun.
yeah, I was say once you see a guy get shot in the leg like 5-6 times with like an Uzi,
Right.
yeah.
Plus, you left the place and the dude's got a gun. Oh, come on.
Wasn't he even holding the grenade in his hand? Or well, I think it was a bomb or whatever. But it looked like
stuck it on the table, remember? So you could be all sick about it.
Yeah, but didn't the? I think they were. I think they were hookers. I'm just gonna say they were hookers.
Well, it was some kind of OCP grenade or something.
Yeah.
Whatever their grenade is, some kind of grenade.
Well, that's true. They got
like a grenade.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing too. Like RoboCop, they have like somewhat future check because they got that fucking. That was that big ass plasma rifle they tried to kill RoboCop with at the end. Fucking that thing that just blows cars up by pointing at it. Fuck that. Let's just watch RoboCop. Like I said, I like Get Out. Yeah, like I said, I like Get Out, but RoboCop's better. Thank God they never made 3. They stopped right after 2. They made a couple sci-fi movies that were alright, but thank God he never fought a robot or a cyborg samurai with a jetpack.
Right. Clarence had some crazy military grenade.
Yeah.
Because remember, he was like, "You got access to military weapons?" It's like, yeah. What do you think that grenade was?
It was a prop grenade from another movie that they spray painted black. That's what it really was.
You can't really do that in it's like you can't really do that in the real life though. That would have ripped their jaw out if you tried to do that.
Oh yeah.
You know, they make it look like in the movies like you could just be like dink.
Well, that's supposed to make you look more badass, though.
Right, I know. Physics don't apply.
Yeah, like watch any Fast and the Furious movie. Fuck physics. Pretty much watch any action movie in general and fuck physics.
Yeah. What, dentures?
Well, I never pulled a pin on a grenade, but
dentures, Bonniger.
I was say I've never pulled a pin on a grenade, but you think you would at least want to put some effort behind that, because you know you don't want that thing getting caught on your belt loop and going off. Yeah.
Well, hopefully it's just like the movies. Nobody knows when you throw a grenade.
Well, hopefully it's just like
apparently you're just supposed to throw it, and hopefully you hit somebody.
Well, Phil, hopefully it's just like in the movies where the hero with one gun, a handgun, can take out fucking 5 dudes with automatic guns with no problem.
Is it like the game? If I yell fire in the hole, does the grenade automatically go to him and blow him up?
Right.
Fire in the hole! And I threw it across the map and still blew somebody up with it. I wish.
Now I'm trying to remember what's that called? What's that? The Call of Arms, the one that do that zombie game shit, right?
Oh yeah, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember we played one where like, oh come on, that zombie literally stepped on that grenade and he just walked. Oh, this is bullshit.
I remember that. Sometimes the grenades wouldn't even work in it. I remember.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even work.
It's like he literally had to step on it.
Right. I remember sometimes the guy would look, or I'd throw it right under him and it'd blow up, and the guy would look and be like, he'd still run away. I'm like, oh, come on, it was right under him. No way. And he's like, oh, run to the side. Like it didn't even hurt him.
Yeah. Well, modern weren't like.
It's like I didn't even throw it, basically.
Well, I hate when they.
It's like I seen it. It landed right under him.
Yeah. Well, Call of Duty don't do this, but I remember there was some game where it was like the most realistic first-person shooter of all time. Like, the world's most realistic first-person shooter would suck because you would get shot once, and if you didn't die, you'd have to get dragged off the battlefield, go into fucking surgery, go to fucking countless months of fucking physical rehab just to pick up a gun again.
I agree.
Yeah. Who wants to play a mashing game where you're squeezing a rubber ball so you can squeeze the trigger again? Phil, mash A so you can get your trigger strength back up.
No, that'd be funny if they put you through the hearing test to see if you could hear.
Oh. Well, there's a couple games that do that where like a bomb would go off next to you and your hearing would go, ooh.
Right.
That's kind of cool. I just got that image of Rambo stuck in my head going, oh!
We had to see him yelling at one point. Remember he was like, oh. So that's what he was talking about. We fly a gunship. $1 million equipment. I'm back here. And I'm parking cars. Ah.
But Phil, that's not kind of fucked up.
Box was wired.
Well, isn't that kind of fucked up when you think about it, though? Like, Rambo's clearly suffering from PTSD and shit. And General What's-His-Name is called in to get him out of there before he kills more people. And then what does General What's-His-Name does? He goes and sends him on another fucking war. It's like, yo, dude, the first time you did this shit to me, you kind of fucked me up pretty hard. Oh, well, fuck it. I don't know how to express my feelings.
Matt, you're getting the order mixed up. The second one happened first.
I thought the second one happened afterwards.
Well, you might be right.
Yeah, didn't they send him like on a
might have it mixed up.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought that was like some covert mission shit they sent his ass on. That's been all.
Well, I thought he said Prague. Isn't that Czechoslovakia?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like some covert.
Right, you said Prague, right?
I can't, dude. It's been so long since I watched First Blood. That's the other thing too.
It's Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, but it's First Blood Part 2, which means it takes place after the first one. Oh, the titlings on those movies became so.
Said Bragg.
That's why they named the last. Yeah, that's why they named the last one Rambo. They're like, fuck it, it's just Rambo. And you ever notice too that it seems like the only time Sylvester Stallone actually tries to act is when he's playing either Rambo or fucking Rocky. Everything else he just kind of don't really care.
Of course, there's a lot of Rocky movies.
Shit, there is. There's like what 7, 6, 7, I think. If you count Creed.
I've seen all of them. I don't even know.
Yeah, I've seen them all. That's the other thing too. We've seen all the Rocky movies.
Yeah, but he wasn't fighting in Creed. He was training.
Yeah, but it's still.
He was being the Mick.
He was. At least he didn't tell him to crap thunder, right? Hey, yo,
put something in the water.
Philadelphia,
What do they put down in the water down there?
Something in the water, Philadelphia brings the hardest fighters, something in the water,
What the hell are they eating down there? Raw meat?
My wife, all my friends are dead, my wife, my kid left me.
How many ribs they punch down there?
At least they didn't do that.
How many ribs they punching down there, huh?
Yeah, they made Baby Creed chase the chicken, but at least they didn't have him in the freezer punching ribs.
I wish they would have, but
well, Phil,
they ran out.
Phil, what would you rather do? Have them take out the... Phil, if they took out the scene where he's running down the street where the guys on dirt bikes are doing circles around him,
Yeah.
cut that out and put in a scene where he's punching ribs, right? Boom. Fix the movie.
Be better.
Dun, 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 dun.
I mean, that was cheesy as hell.
Nah, that was
I was
bad.
like, that was cheesy.
That was so bad that even Sylvester Stallone...
I remember I was going, we just met him. We just met this guy.
Well, Phil, it's a
That's
mon.
what I thought.
Yeah,
Right.
well, Phil, that song's a montage, so that's supposed to be like a little bit of time has passed.
Paid us $20.
Won't even get out of his chair to to wave on the kid.
It did look like, yeah, he was sitting in a chair.
Like, hey, you did it, kid. I'm not getting up.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Wasn't paid to get up, was paid to sit here and do this.
Hey, yeah, you did good.
Yeah.
Then he jumps into the sky and it freeze frames. That's the other thing too. The Rocky movies, those had some of the best, like, Eye of the Tiger, Feeling Strong Now. You hear that shit, you want to just get up and start jogging and shit. You want to film your own fucking montage.
I agree.
Do you remember what the montage song was from Creed?
Nah.
Yeah, But Phil, how are you going to beat the Eye of the Tiger? It's the thrill of the fight.
Right.
Rising up to the challenge of our rival.
It's a classic.
That shit sounds like a Dragon Ball song, right?
It is classic, though.
Yeah. You could see Goku train to that shit, right?
It's hard to beat a classic.
Just change out Tiger, put in Dragon. It's the eye of the dragon, it's the thrill of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rivals. I don't remember the rest of the song. Something Eye of the Tiger. Dun, dun, dun. I remember that guitar riff though. Dun, 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 dun. That shit makes me want to run upstairs and then get to the top of the giant ass stairs and be like, yeah! Creed did not make me want to ride dirt bikes, I can tell you that.
It's like, and then you do the Rocky pose under the Rocky statue at the same time, and you have someone take a picture.
Oh, man, I imagine how many people probably run up them stairs a day, then take a picture in front of that Rocky picture, like, yeah!
I don't know.
Dude, we ever go to Philadelphia,
I would have done it.
Yeah, I was about to say, if we ever do go to Philadelphia, we gotta do that shit. Why'd you come to Philadelphia? For a Philly cheesesteak, and then we're gonna run my ass up these stairs and have a heart attack. Maybe not in that order.
I'll come up on his shoulders, be like, Matt, take my picture, watch for guards. Just kidding. Oh shit, they're coming, we gotta get down, let's go.
Well, no, I remember hearing something like the people that actually work, I can't remember the name of the building, but people that work in that building, they say they see people running up them stairs and going, every day. Oh, plus we could do a picture too where, like, I'm punching you in the face and you're punching me in the face right under the Rocky statue, like it's the end of Rocky. Yeah, like it's the end of Rocky 3 all over again, right?
Classic.
Yeah.
It was epic, though.
Yeah. Well, the first 3 Rocky movies are pretty good. Rocky 4, not so much.
Right.
Yeah, Creed's alright. Human Torch got to do something now. They ain't making no Fantastic Four 2 anytime soon. Well, they're gonna reboot the series again when the rights come back up, but they're not making a 2 anytime soon. I'm telling you, dude. Like, I can't remember, but
instead of calling it 2, they'll call it something. They'll figure it out.
Fantastic Four reboot number 4. Reboot number 4, Phil. Fan reboot 4. Fantastic reboot 4.
FR4.
Yeah.
Friendship 4.
Get My Little Ponies in there. Maybe people would actually watch the movie then and fill with the My Little Ponies got the Fantastic Four powers, right? Sing Pony! Pony Torch.
The ponies have come back
Yeah.
to save Fantastic Four.
We're Fox. We hate Marvel so much, we're willing to run the Fantastic Four's name into the ground just to give them a middle finger. Doctor Doom, one of the greatest comic book villains of all time. Go fuck yourself, Marvel.
But our DVD sales don't suck.
Yeah. That's like...
Oh, wait, they could be better, but who cares? It's still sold, so...
Fox said...
We made our money. Almost back.
Fox...
Who cares?
Fox said, we're making enough money on these...
Tax write-off.
Yeah. Fox said, we're making enough money on these mutant movies to say fuck Fantastic Four and fuck you, Marvel. Yeah, because like I said, Fox has to make a Fantastic Four movie every... I think it's like 5-6 years or something. Or the rights go back to Marvel.
Still...
Yeah, that's part of the contract. It's a contract, dude. That's how it works.
Like, still...
Yeah. And like I said, they came out... I'm telling you, dude, 2-3 years from now, we're going to be talking about another fucking Fantastic Four movie coming out. You know, Fox ain't giving back them rights.
Of course not.
Yeah. This might be Hugh Jackman's...
Fantastic Four movie like that.
Yeah. This might be Hugh
Jackman. Want to jack off on it.
Yeah. This might be... Phil, this might be Hugh Jackman's last Wolverine movie, but guess what? This ain't the last X-Men movie coming out. That's also why Marvel's been trying to push the Inhumans so much in the last couple of years on TV and in the comics.
They're trying to do the Youngblood thing now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why they're trying to... They don't want to use the mutants no more because Fox gets all the money from that.
Correct.
You know, so like, well, fuck it. We got Inhumans.
Where's the new blood?
Yeah, right. we got Inhumans now.
Let's bring in the new blood people or whatever.
The Inhumans. Yeah. Who needs mutants when you got Inhumans? We can use the Inhumans as a metaphor for racism too. Except for no one gives a fuck about the Inhumans. Not even most comic book fans, unfortunately.
They all figured it out.
Yeah. Phil, Black Bolt can just whisper a word and destroy a mountain.
Some bullshit like that in there.
Yeah. Well, that's why they did that. Like, even the number of, they're still going to make X-Men comics because X-Men comics make money. But even the number of X-Men comics that came out have been cut down drastically. Just because they're like, yeah.
They didn't own that anymore.
Yeah, because they're like, oh yeah, well fuck us, Fox. Well, fuck you. You don't fuck with that mouse, Phil.
So who owns X-Men? Not Marvel anymore? Or Disney does?
That's the weird thing. Disney, Marvel...
I thought they were fighting over it or some shit.
Well, they want the movie rights back. Disney, Marvel, they own the comic book right.
Who owns X-Men?
That's the weird thing. Because like I said, Marvel was going...
Nobody?
If you let me talk.
Right, sorry.
Marvel was going bankrupt in the 90s, so they sold... That's why Blade and shit came out, because they're like, shit, we need money. You want to make a Blade movie? You give us $1 million? Sweet.
They need something.
Yeah. So they sold off all their movie rights to whoever the fuck would buy them, because they need money. So they signed all these weird legal deals. And from what I understand, the way it is now is... Fox movie company can make live action movies and TV shows based on the X-Men characters and the Fantastic Four characters. Disney Marvel owns the comic book rights and the animation rights to the Fantastic Four and X-Men. So that's why you can have the the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon and have Wolverine show up in that. But you're not going to have Hugh Jackman show up in Avengers 3 or whatever, you know? They can do it in the cartoon. They own the... Like I said, they own like the live action rights to the characters, not the animated and comic version. Legal mumbo jumbo, right, Phil? Whew. So Fox has to come out with a movie of the X-Men or Fantastic Four every 5 or so years, or they lose the rights to those to make movies about those characters. Because that's what happened with Daredevil, Ghost Rider, and The Punisher. Those movies failed, didn't make any fucking money, so they didn't really care. The X-Men, that makes fucking money. And Fantastic Four, I don't know why, they're just holding on to that just to be like, fuck you. Like I said, fuck you. Because what it is like Doctor Doom, right?
You'd be making something off it.
Yeah. Well, I think what it is like, they want to keep the rights to the Fantastic Four because they also get the rights to Doctor Doom, who is like one of the greatest comic book characters of all time. So Marvel can't use.
Well,
yeah,
they won't do him right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They won't. They're like, we'd rather ruin Doctor Doom's name than let you use that character. Is what Fox is saying to Marvel, Disney, pretty much. At least that's what I took it as, right? That's why even in the comic books,
they
like,
want to do him right.
Well, I think the problem is with the Fantastic Four is like, even with the Batman v Superman, I was like, the people making these movies aren't making a Fantastic Four movie because they like the Fantastic Four. They're making a Fantastic Four movie because someone's like, hey, you need a job? Here's some money. You want to write a Fantastic Four movie? You know? Yeah. You know, Phil, I fucking hate Namor, but you pay me $200,000 to write a Namor movie, I'll fucking crank out a Namor movie for you. Is it going to be any good? Probably not, because I don't like the character. But hey, I still got fucking paid. What do I care? And with that being said, this is the end of We Are Podcast, only podcast on the internet where we talk about what we want to talk about. This was episode 80. You can like, share, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit that little notification button, bell right next to the subscribe button, because that's what YouTube wants us to do now. And thank you for enjoying the show. You can email us at wearepodcast, all lowercase, at gmail.com. And my name is Matt.
And my name's Phil, creator of Overlord Tanks Group. Please continue to subscribe and enjoy the show.
Thank you and good night.
Yeah, this is We Are Podcast, the only show where we talk about what we want to talk about. We Are Podcast, let the ice house flow. We Are Podcast, it's an internet talkie show. We Are Podcast, you know the mouse knows. We Are Podcast, so look up an episode and that's the show.